Hey you guys, happy Sunday. So I looked up info on the devil card because I think we get, people are out here, saying like, oh, people are the devil or just doing too much pretty much. And when we see it, we think like, oh, it's bad. It's like a bad card, especially people that don't, know tarot like that. So I just wanted to give a little like lowdown to it. Okay. So the devil card is one of the most feared cards in the tarot, right? And that's because most people are taught to interpret it from fear instead of truth, okay? The devil isn't about evil, not evil, okay? It represents raw life force, desire, attachment, passion, and shadow energy. This is the dark, ethereal fire that exists within every human being, us. So this is within every human being. This is, our passionate, darker side that we can have. Even when we have like dark feminines, right? The dark femme, they call them. So we have the light and the dark. We are balancing our light and the dark. We are finding the middle ground. We are not going to extremes, right? So when this energy is ignored, right, repressed or unconscious, it can show up as an addiction, control, or bondage. So when we're not embracing, like understanding even the shadow side of ourselves or that darker, ethereal, passionate energy, and maybe we end up flinging it into sexual acts or, like it says, addiction, control, wanting to bind, self to others. So just interesting, right? So when it's acknowledged, like we should be acknowledging all of our feelings, but when this side of us, right, is acknowledged and integrated through the heart, it transforms. Just like we even transmute energy, anything negative, we can transmute that into a positive feeling, positive thought, a positive action, right? So everything can be shifted, but we feel it's all energy, but it is shiftable. That's a word, right? Okay, so shadow becomes power. Passion becomes devotion. Intensity becomes conscious choice rather than compulsion, right? And a lot of us, why I think we even, like when we get so nervous, anxiety alone, like people want to drives them to like addiction easily, right? Because they don't want to feel that feeling, or people are on prescription meds, like all of that. So guys, do not fear the darkness. It's a part of us. And where do we go when we meditate? Where do we go to when we're dreaming, when we're sleeping? We're in the dark. We are in the dark. Do not be afraid of the dark, okay? The dark is the light. The light is the dark. Okay, we've been lied to. Literally. So don't fear the darkness. Your shadow often hides traits that feel tempting or even delicious, yet they hold keys to your healing, okay? We must face these parts of ourselves to truly understand the lessons and growth they bring. Not everything is of the light. You find all the answers in the dark. That is the closest you will be to God, the Most High, to your angels, your ancestors. When you take time to sit with self alone in the dark, close your eyes, sit, meditate, connect. Even in meditation, when we connect to the ether, we find ourselves in the dark. Not just physically, but within. It is here we can hear God's whispers, receive messages from guides or higher entities, and see the next steps on our journey. The shadow and the darkness are not enemies. They're not. They are doorways to wisdom, clarity, and divine alignment, okay? In love readings, the devil doesn't automatically mean toxicity or manipulation. It can reflect magnetic chemistry, deep attraction, and soul-binding intensity. And when the heart is present, that fire becomes sacred rather than destructive. You know how they say, like, empaths attract, like, the wounded, right? Like, a lot, I myself, like, had been in relationships with people with addictions. And you guys, we all, right? We're all wounded, but people can look at that like, oh, addictions are like the devil, or, listen, but can be the darkness to the light side. We're supposed to mesh together. We're supposed to find that equilibrium, that balance between its duality. We cannot have one without the other. You can't have the dark without the light and the light without the dark. So just knowing, it's all perspective and understand and wanting to learn, you guys, we must, why we just listen to so many other people so easily, because we're not taking an investment on ourselves to learn, to grow. And yes, not everything is going to be that important to us to know, but if it's something that you are intrigued by, please go educate yourself. Make sure you're looking from the right sources, or go within, go in the dark, meditate, ask for guidance from above. And yes, it takes practice. It's a muscle you're growing, So, but let me continue. I just want to say, but you guys, we all have to be well-rounded. You got to have a little naughty in you with the good, Come on, it's the intention behind it, right? Of course, we need to stop shaming people who has not gone through everyone's gone through the dark night of the soul, who hasn't been, addicted to something in their life. We need to see people just as we hope that they see us. That we were all born good. We were all born good. God made us. And we also go through tough times. And without experience, you don't have much depth to be honest. That's why people that are, one set mindset are just don't want to see outside of anyone else's, their own opinion on things. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because why not? Why not? There's a fear there. There's a fear behind that. To not want to explore, to not want to be open to new ideas, right? There's a feeling, I'm sure, that happens in those kind of people, and that's why they push it away and no, I know all, whatever. We're releasing all of this overextensive nonsense that needs to just, everyone relax. Everyone relax. Okay, but here, let me finish this. So the true teaching of the devil card is this: nothing has power over you unless you agree to it. And that is true. That is true. Why do we keep saying take your power back? We, at the end of the day, have to agree to what? And that's simply down to someone trying to tell us what to do. And we either sit in that and say, oh, well, they're my this or my parent or whatever. Or we say, I heard you, but I'm a grown-up. I'm okay. I can walk away. I can do this. I can walk away from this. I can stand my ground. It goes from that to obviously even sexual acts. No is a whole statement, but we are here on this earth, yes, to explore, to explore. This is why God made this earth for us. We are here to explore, to try all things. I mean, maybe not all things, depending, but, and then yes, to learn our lessons along the way. So if we all just sat back for 1 second and realized, oh, we're all in this actually together, you'd think we'd be kinder, okay? But yes, no one in this world, I know they like to structure it like that, think that they have control over us, even the upper elites, all these things, the government, blah, 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 okay? But down to in your home, you have your right to say and do what as you please, and you can be kind about it, but don't let anyone hold you back. And say, I'm practicing working with balancing my dark and my light. Lastly, the devil is not outside of love. It is raw passion made sacred when the heart leads. Your shadow is a guide. And your darkness is a teacher. And your fire is the alchemy. I love that. So yes, guys, understand we all have the dark, the light, the passion. That passion alone, that's what can be stirred. Our sacral chakra, you guys, our sexual, we connect, are like with others, right? We can have the sex. That's also fully our creativity. That is what we play out right here, on here. This is where your art comes from. This is where your engineering skill, like anything. Isn't that interesting? It's the baby maker. It's the BDS or BDS. What is that? So I don't know. But there's no shame behind any of these things, you guys. Why do you think God gives us free will to do what we want? He's not stopping you immediately. You know what I mean? But when it gets to 100 to one side, or you're doing it with ill intent, that is when anything in this world is a problem. Anything, you guys. So just know, find your middle ground. It's all just a balance, and we must be aligned to elevate, you guys. You have to find alignment to elevate. So balance. If you're doing too much of this, watching too much porn, or eating too much, anything too much is not going to be healthy for us. So we're all just trying to find a healthy balance. But I love you guys. Tap into your dark side.